The GRC Global Racers Cup is one of the most highly anticipated parts of the 2024 Cars diecast line. A brand new expanded universe concept featuring World Grand Prix racers as well as Cruz Ramirez and Jackson Storm from Cars 3 in some sort of global racing competition that appears to be taking place in Radiator Springs. It's so cool to get a brand new World Grand Prix line after all these years, and I'm so excited to see all the new diecasts that are being released from it. Unfortunately, it's taking quite a while for the first wave with GRC singles in it to reach the US, and so to hold us over for the time being, I've purchased the first GRC item that I found in my stores, this being the GRC Jumping Raceway playset. This released, I think, a little bit before the singles, and since, again, the singles haven't really shown up here just yet, I thought this would be a fun thing to take a look at. I don't usually buy these big racetrack playsets, but I bought this one for a few reasons. Number one, it reuses the hand crank mechanic from last year's Piston Cup Wind-Up Speedway. Using that same mechanic, I thought was pretty interesting, and I really want to see how the hand crank works with a far more complex track setup. Last year it was just a loop, right? You'd wind it up a couple of times and they'd go around in a loop again and again and again. But this time around, we have this whole winding thing and a jump and all these different complex parts. So I really want to see, does the crank still work well with a more complex track layout? And the other reason why I really wanted to get this set, and this is going to sound really stupid, but it's for this. Yeah, this trophy. Yeah, I just thought it was so cool that this set comes with an actual physical GRC trophy item. And I really wanted to get that. If I ever do some sort of adaptation of the GRC in a video in the future, it would be nice to have the trophy that the cars are winning for competing in it. Anyway guys, welcome back to another video and to another playset review here on the channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at the GRC Jumping Raceway. This is retailing for around $40. I got it for $42 at Target here in the US. It includes 2 plastic vehicles with GRC McQueen and Francesco, 1 trophy, a whole bunch of track, and from what I've heard, a nightmarish amount of stickers. That's not going to be very fun. But before we open up this playset and get into it, I do want to mention that we are getting really close to 10,000 subscribers. Recently hit 9,000 subscribers here on the channel, and it's been my goal all year long to reach 10,000 by the end of the year. So I don't usually ask this, but if you do enjoy the content on the channel, if you're enjoying this video, please make sure to subscribe so that we could reach that goal. I haven't come up with a 10,000 subscribers special yet, but I want to do something monumental when I reach it. Anyway, as you can see, we've got a pretty generic render here of the playset with McQueen and Francesco racing around. I love the fact that this race takes place in Radiator Springs. I know that's pretty generic, but all the old TROC races were hosted in different countries, and I think it's cool that the Global Racers Cup canonically takes place in Radiator Springs. And you can see this track was actually placed on the mountain behind Willys Butte. Willys Butte, of course, they always race around this mountain. And it's really interesting to see that they decided to put the racetrack up here on the other side of Willys Butte. Of course, the GRC singles also depict a sort of Radiator Springs background, so it's pretty cool. Radiator Springs has hosted many races over the years in the expanded universe of Cars, and of course the final race of Cars 2, the Radiator Springs Grand Prix, takes place in, you guessed it, Kentucky. I'm kidding, it takes place in Radiator Springs, obviously. But yeah, cool to see another race hosted there. Again, we've got some pretty funny looking, little awkward renders of McQueen and Francesco, as well as Cruz, who is not included, but is advertised both here and on the back, just showing you, hey, there are other GRC cars out there you can pick up. And watching the race, you could see Mater. This is actually his Cars 2 pit crew headset variant, which is pretty neat. And also in this seat, Corey Turbowitz. Guess they wanted some press car, and Corey's like one of the only press cars that's out right now. I believe she's out for 2024, but I may be mistaken. Pretty sure she is, though. Really nice of them to include pit crew Mater, who actually isn't out for 2024, but still, pretty cool inclusion there. As you can see, it comes unassembled. Shocking. No, they fit a whole 40-inch thing in this box. This is a pretty big box. Again, at $40, this is like the highest caliber of Cars playset. This is like the most expensive playset of the year. Of course, at the same time last year, we got that Piston Cup Wind-Up Speedway set, and that was also $40. I'm going to be doing a comparison video between the two of these in the near future, see what's the same, what's different, other stuff like that. We've got this very nice render of GRC McQueen there, GRC Jumping Raceway with this pretty cool hexagonal pattern that's used a lot on the GRC cars. Moving on to the side, we can see some of the features of the set, as well as the GRC Jumping Raceway text there. And on this side, you can see the fully assembled set, as well as a little bit of McQueen peeking over the edge there. GRC Jumping Raceway. All right, as per usual, we have the sort of easy open tab here, made in Vietnam, in case you were wondering what country produced it. Kid-powered booster, of course, reusing the booster from last year, while the new NASCAR playset, which also reuses a crank mechanic, comes with the new crank. This one, unfortunately, reuses the one from last year. Exactly, just in new colors, meaning, that's right, the word Piston Cup is still engraved on it, which is annoying. That's probably my least favorite thing about this set. You can see you could jump over here. Looks like you pull this lever, and the cars jump over this gap. So you'll either go over or under, and also you can enter the winner's circle. This is another thing that I think is kind of a strange choice. The door to open the winner's circle is here, so it looks like I could just open it at any time and kind of manipulate the outcome of the race, right? You could also see some of the other playsets available currently. You've got the Frank one, the Radiator Springs one from on the road, the Courthouse or Firehouse, whatever you want to call it, which I did review when it came out. Same with the Whale Car Wash, and then the Dinosaur playset as well, each sold separately, as we all know. Now, of course, this is going to take quite a while to put together, but before we do that, I do want to free McQueen and Francesco from the box. So come on, guys, be free. Okay. We haven't gotten them yet. The trophy is almost out. I really should have opened the box first and then done this. Okay. It's so strange that my first time reviewing a GRC item is going to be reviewing these plastic cars from this playset. Also, I know my item off to the side is usually my next review, but Go-Go here may actually not be my next review. Today, as well as this playset, I also found the Mini Racers Jocko Flocko Mac 15 patch. I may be reviewing that tomorrow instead. We'll have to see. Alright, we've got the trophy out. I know there's probably a much easier way to do this, but I always just go in and rip them straight from the top of the box. Let's pull McQueen and Francesco out here. And the first interesting thing I'm seeing is that they're constructed with rivets. No way! Really? Plastic cars all these years have always been put together, of course, with screws, while the metal cars are put together with rivets. But it looks like these are actually put together with some sort of plastic substitute for rivets, and if not, maybe it's just some sort of snap-together mechanic. That's really, really interesting. Also really interesting are our GRC McQueen and Francesco, the first GRC items to enter my collection. Hello, guys. Usually I repaint my plastic cars into customs, but I think for now I will keep these two as is, just because I don't have their regular GRC releases just yet. Anyway, here is McQueen, and all of the GRC cars have such great designs. I think adding black and white were great color choices because they really go well with pretty much any color. I've said this in the past, but probably my biggest issue with some of the previous TROC cars is the fact that, well, some of the colors just simply don't work with them all that well. Every single ice racer has light blue added on them somewhere, and it looks better on some characters than others, simply because different colors mesh with different colors different ways, right? But using black and white, well, they go well with pretty much everything, don't they? And that makes all these cars look really, really great. And McQueen here is easily a standout example of a really solid design. It both looks like a McQueen design and brings something completely new to the table. I remember people being confused over the fact that it looks like there wasn't really a lightning bolt on him. I mean, I guess there is this on the side, but it's a lot more jagged than usual. But my favorite detail, by far, is the fact that there's a giant white lightning bolt on the hood. But not just the hood, on the roof, and over here it goes all the way across the top. This is really, really well designed, and I cannot wait to get the regular metal version of him. He has a mouth plate. Wow, that's a throwback. Huh. Alright then, we've got GRC Global Racers Cup there on the hood, painted all black, looking really, really nice. Really love how McQueen looks here. Look at that, he has nothing else on him other than red, black, and white. None of the other traditional McQueen colors. I guess that's true for Francesco as well, who keeps the red, but his other colors have been replaced. Well, he still has some green on him, actually. Wow, yeah, this is a really, really well-designed McQueen. They've really been knocking it out of the park with these expanded universe McQueens lately, haven't they? Between this and the new NASCAR one, getting some crazy cool stuff. Unfortunately, there's no printing on the tires. You can see he is fully based on Cars 2 McQueen, even having the same old racing wheels, just no text on them for whatever reason. We've got the same sort of large hexagonal pattern that you saw on the box there. Seems to just be a running theme for the GRC. No sponsors on him. I'm pretty sure the regular GRC McQueen does have sponsors, if I remember correctly. But of course, with this being a plastic car, it's not going to be as detailed. GRC Global Racers Cup. There you can see the 95 on the back, another GRC logo, and all that jazz. Oh, hey! Oh, there we go! Oh! You know, I mentioned earlier that people were confused there wasn't a lightning bolt. What I actually meant to say was people were confused there wasn't a 95 on him. That was the deal, because when we first saw the GRC cars revealed, we just saw McQueen like this, which meant we didn't see a 95 on his side, other than back here, and people were like, oh, that's weird. Well, you know, it's not how the regular side of McQueen looks. But now that I have him, I can see that this side is completely different. And if you know my feelings on Cars character designs, you guys know I absolutely love it when they make the two sides of the car completely different. I think it's so, so cool. We've got a classic, or I guess kind of new style McQueen lightning bolt on this side. And on this side, it just says GRC. And we have his secondary sponsors, which feature a wide variety of different Radiator Springs locations. The Cozy Cone Motel, Flo's V8 Cafe, Dynaco, Fillmore's, Lizzie's, Rusty's, of course. I can't quite make out what the one under Flo's V8 Cafe is supposed to be. Not entirely sure on that. I'm sure I'll get a 1,000 comments regarding that. It's just kind of hard to tell, unfortunately, with the fuzzy decal here. And in case you're wondering, yes, the majority of this guy is covered in decals, not stickers, although there are still some stickers on him, like the eyes, which we've come to expect at this point. And finally, there is a look at the base. Really, really solid design. Super surprised to see the two different sides. I'm really excited to get his diecast, even more so than I was before now, honestly. And now, moving on to Francesco. He's also very, very well designed. Of course, here's your regular classic Francesco, and adding these darker colors to Francesco, I think, works really, really well, better than you may expect it to. On one side, we've got the GRC logo, and of course, his classic #1. He still does have the Italian flag here, but I like that, as per usual. They removed all the World Grand Prix adjacent logos from him, which is exactly what you would expect them to do. Got some nice coloring here, and he does actually keep his traditional Italian flag colors, with the red, white, and green. Very, very cleverly done on him. Instead of having some parts red, some parts white, some parts green, they had it be in rows here. Now, if you look at Francesco from the top, you can see we have red, white, and green in a sort of similar way to the flag, I guess, because you have green, white, red. But here, yeah, we fully have red, white, green in these rows, and it's so cool that he makes the color of the flag if you look at him from the side. And they kept the hexagonal patterns, and they kept the color scheme of black and white. They just added the black coloring, shifted around where the green was, where the white was, kept a lot of Francesco red, and very cleverly incorporated the flag of his home country. These GRC cars are so insanely well designed. Like, I can't even begin. These were so well designed. That is awesome. Now, before we go to put together the set, I do want to show off the trophy here, which I assume is meant to look like a globe. Yeah, wait, look at this. Even this is really well designed. Half of it's made to look like a globe, and the other half is made to look like a checkered flag. How cool is that? Everything for this line, they really put all of the effort into it. The handles are wrenches. This, the base is a screw. This looks so good. So insanely good. I'm so excited for this GRC stuff. Again, even more so than before. Just seeing how well made it was, how much care they put in. I thought it was strange just how much attention they're giving it It's in the main line, not an expanded universe line. It's got a playset. It's already confirmed returning for 2025. It seems like they're really pushing it hard, and honestly, I don't blame them, because they clearly put a lot of effort into this GRC line, and I think it's looking really great. Alright, so we're here on the floor. To open up the set and start to put it together. Sorry, Cruz, we're going to have to punch right by you here. Don't worry. Everything about the GRC line is being so well done, so well designed. It's like a dream come true for a lot of Cars fans. The return of the World Grand Prix cars, and such great details and character designs, and even a deep cut with the lore, with GRC being a logo on Raul Cerul. I know it stands for a different thing here than it did there, but still, it really shows you just how much they care about cars. I talk to a lot of people about cars, hear a lot of complaints, and I hear a lot of they don't care. And I've never agreed with that sentiment, quite frankly. I think they do care, and something like the GRC really shows that, people in charge of the Cars diecast line do care about fans, and they do care about things like that. Alright, so we've got all these pieces here. This looks like it'll be the winner's circle. This is the little... Ooh, this is spring-loaded. Okay. Alright. Woo! Alright. This, of course, is going to be the launcher, right? Yep. Again, reused from last year, so it still says piston cup. This is kind of like slimy. This was like freshly oiled. So this, yeah, should be the trigger there. All right. Another piece. Another piece here. Looks like less assembly than last year's set. Maybe fewer pieces, but more large pieces. Or you know what? It actually seems like around the same amount. Just more complex pieces. And yeah, I can already tell this is going to be a sticker nightmare. All right, where's the sticker sheet? Show me the sticker sheet. Okay, well, the first thing I can commend is the fact that wow. We have full color instructions, and they're made of a much nicer quality paper. Typically, the sticker sheet is attached to the instructions, which it is here, but they're made out of such a cheap paper that it rips the instructions. Here we have a much nicer, glossier paper, which means that the sticker sheet is not damaged. The sticker sheet and all, let's see, 22 stickers. This isn't going to be very fun, but look at this. Oh my gosh. They went in and they edited images from Cars 2. Look at that. Do they even try to Photoshop Cruz in, or is that Raul? Sorry, not Raul, Miguel. This is my favorite thing ever. McQueen, Francesco, Carla, Max, Raul. Maybe that's Jeff back there? I don't know. Yeah, actually, I think that is Jeff. Ironic, because he's not in the line. Unless this is foreshadowing for next year's GRC. Oh, that's awesome. That's so cool. Alright, well, you guys know what time it is. It's time for a montage. Putting the set together. It's time for me to spend way too long applying stickers. It's never a fun time with the stickers. They're always way too sticky, and if I misapply them, everything gets messed up. But, yeah. In this little accessory bag. I love these bags made of paper. It's so fun. We have kind of some supports and other parts. Anyway, cue time lapse. So that is all the stickers applied, and as per usual, they were an absolute pain. The adhesive used is way too sticky, so if you're like me and you're kind of a perfectionist and you want to fit them right the first time, that is very hard to do, and they will rip very, very easily. Or they'll start to crinkle and malform and stuff. A lot of the stickers are very long, so it's very hard to kind of gauge how they're supposed to go on, and you really don't get redos unless you're super, super careful. It's something that's bugged me with their playsets for the past several years. If you're expecting like Lego stickers, these are significantly stickier than that, and they're a total pain to work with, especially when you have this many. You have small ones, and when you have very large ones that are long and thin. Yeah, you know, after like 1 or 2 tries, if you're still not satisfied, again, they're going to start to sort of warp and kind of bring down the look of your set. As a reviewer, I try to make them look as good as I possibly can, but unfortunately, Mattel doesn't make it very easy. Luckily, some of these very large round ones are easy to put on. This one was kind of a pain simply because I got number 9 confused with number 6, which you may have seen during the montage. 6 is this one, 9 is this one. Nice of them to number them, but don't make ones that are so similar numbered. I was like, wait, why is this one so much bigger? And then I realized, oh, I had 9, not 6. But probably the craziest one they attempt to pull off is this right here. This is a pit crew tool cart, which they have you put here and fold over to the back. I think mine turned out perfectly fine, or at least better than some of the other ones, but still, absolutely insane that they want you to do that. Anyway, let's put this together. So here's the playset all put together, and as you can see, it is pretty big. It's around the same size as last year's Piston Cup Wind-Up Speedway, which it's the same price as and uses the same hand crank feature as, except it has a much more complex and intricate track layout. Speaking of the track layout, let's go over it. In case you were wondering, this took me about 5 minutes to put together, which was significantly shorter than it took me to put the stickers on. So, as you can see, you start here with this sort of on-ramp, and then your car will drive on down to the hand crank launcher itself. It says to crank it up until you encounter resistance. I've already done that for us. You can see it's no longer cranking properly. As I said when I unboxed it, mine is weirdly lubricated, so it has this kind of slimy feel to it. Just kind of strange. I know it will make it operate smoother, but it is just kind of weird to have that out of the box. But hey, if it makes the product perform better, I'm not going to complain. Last year, the hand crank was good for about 15 laps, and I thought that was pretty good. I assume it'll be the exact same this time around. I heard a lot of people complaining that they didn't think it went for long enough, and I thought that was kind of a strange complaint. I think 15 laps is more than sufficient. The car does slow down a little more than halfway through, and of course by the time they've completely stopped, you're going to want to have cranked it up again to have them keep on going. It's not an actual racetrack. Were you expecting them to run 500 laps, you know? I think 15 is a perfectly suitable number. You have to remember that at the end of the day, this is a kid's toy, and a kid is going to be excited to go back and crank it up again to have the car go again and again and again. That's always one of the biggest selling points for sets like this that aren't battery-operated ones, that you get to control the action and restart it and reset it again and again. And I can just see myself as a little kid watching McQueen zip around and, oh, he's starting to slow down. I got to rush over here and sort of crank it again. So I don't know why people were complaining about that. I thought that was a pretty fun mechanic, and one that I'm excited to see return. Although I'm not excited to see the exact same piece from last year return, especially because it has the piston cup writing engraved into the plastic. Luckily though, since it seems this is something they're gonna want to stick with, the NASCAR set that just came out that also uses the hand crank gimmick no longer has the piston cup writing there. It seems they designed a new one with a different base, which is good, because again, if they want to stick with this, I don't need it saying piston cup every time. I don't think people are going to want that, especially when this is not a piston cup themed set. That's easily my biggest complaint with this playset as a whole, aside from the stickers are annoying to deal with complaint. The reuse of the piece is annoying because it just says piston cup. Anyway, up here we have this clear plastic piece that stops you from, I guess, hurting yourself when you put the car in. It makes it harder to reach the trigger there, you know, and if that hits your hand, it does sting significantly more than you would think. But as you can see, this has quite a bit of power behind it. It's like shaking the whole set just a little. But yeah, this is good for kids, again, to help them be a little safer. But unfortunately, it does restrict the height of the cars that you could put in the set. But you know what really restricts the height of the cars you could put in the set? This part right here. This is going to be the bane of your existence if you wanted Mater to race against World Grand Prix cars. Okay, it looks like he just barely has clearance. Yeah, he doesn't. He really doesn't. Alright. Yeah, this is going to be really restrictive to taller characters. Even Mater is just slightly taller than your average car. Again, you can get him through just enough, but still, most larger characters are not going to work very well on this, and that is typically how it goes. We've got some Global Racers Cup logos. Oh my gosh, this one is covered. You're kidding me. I put the sticker on just like how they asked, and yeah, of course that happens, right? Anyway, as I showed earlier, we have this really funny piece with some edited Cars 2 images. As you can see, this is supposed to be a press booth with an RSN logo, so let's go grab Corey Turbowitz real quick, because apparently that's who's commentating this race, according to the box of this set. Let's go grab my 16-year-old Corey Turbowitz here. She's seen better days, but it's okay. She'll commentate this race. And Mater, I don't have your crew chief variant on hand right now, but you could watch as well, if you could fit. Okay, bringing the long hook Mater was a mistake. Alright, I've grabbed Pit Crew Mater, and I guess he fits just fine. He is hanging over the edge a little bit, but not enough to interfere with anything. I mentioned the toolbox earlier, which is one sticker you wrap around. As you can see there, yeah, just looks like a typical toolbox. We have this control lever, very similar to the levers from last year's set, which raises up this part to allow you to jump and also raises up the flag. So the whole jumping mechanic of the set could work, but it could also work, you know, if you don't raise the lever. If you want to just have them drive on through, that of course is also an option, but if you want them to clear the jump, you gotta pull this up and then they can jump here. We've got this nice Lightyear logo, which is pretty cool. Maybe they're a sponsor of the race or something. Cars can go either under here, which again will definitely restrict the height of characters that you are going to be able to use on this set. Let's see, Mater. Yeah, Mater is not going to clear that for the life of him. Sorry, Mater. That's not going to work. But since most of the cars getting GRC variants are much shorter and slimmer, I'm sure that they'll all be perfectly fine. You go right on through here, then drive around and come back down and start the whole process again. But if you want a car to win, you can of course open up the winner circle, and whoever gets there first will find their way in here, where they can be rewarded with this very nice GRC trophy. But now that we've gotten all of that said and done, let's finally get some cars on this track and see how it goes. I've got a few cars here. I've got McQueen, Francesco, brought Miguel Camino, and also Cruz. Not their GRC variant, since again they haven't shown up here in the US just yet, but that's all right. All right, let's begin. I should also probably grab Raul, because he's probably the tallest car that's gotten a GRC variant, and I just want to know if he can clear that bottom jump. All right. Okay. Just make sure everything is in frame here. And we are going to load in McQueen. And just make sure the crank is fully cranked up. All right. Let's go. We'll drive them in this way. Whoa! All right. Yeah, this 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Looks like he isn't slowing down yet. 9, 10. Now maybe he's losing a little power? Not really, actually. Okay, yeah. Yeah, now he's losing power. I honestly think this works really, really great. And it works very similarly to last year's in terms of longevity before you have to crank the cars again. Let me see if the crank is still working just fine and McQueen just missed that jump. Let's see. No. Okay. Now let's lower the lever here if we want a bit of a more traditional race, and we'll load on a few other cars here and see what happens. All right. Go, Francesco. Whoa! He like shot out of that. Whoa! Okay. All right. We've already had a bit of a problem with this part here, just simply hanging too low, it seems. But, wow, that was fast. Jeez, Francesco. All right. Good. It seems like that was just a one-off issue. Now, if I can get over here, what if we raise it? Oh, this is cool. All right, McQueen, go. Oh, we dropped Corey. And what if I lower it out? Yeah, I didn't lower it at a good time. I lowered it while they were on it. That wasn't very smart. I'm sorry, guys. Go again. Okay, let me help you back there. Okay. Go, Francesco. Oh, never mind. It just ran out of power. Okay. Let's see how some metal cars are on this. Got Cruz and Miguel Camino here. We'll help out poor Corey, who took quite the tumble. And there you go. Yup, seems to work perfectly fine for die casts as well. Not just plastic cars. Whoa, okay. All right, yeah. Looking good. Maybe Miguel's a little too light to make that jump. Let's throw Cruz in there. All right, I guess we'll need another crank. Okay, all right, fine. So much power coming out there that the cars flip sometimes. If this doesn't amuse you, then I guess I could say the set isn't for you. But I think it's really fun. There's some fun stuff going on here. So for our final test, I've brought out Raul Cerul, and I just want to see if he is short enough to clear the gap. Oh yeah, he's fine. Great. All right. GRC is named after him after all, so let's have him run it. And you know what? We'll be nice. We'll let him win. Thank you, Raul. I love how they spin into the winner circle. That is super cool. But there you have it, guys. This has been the GRC Jumping Raceway. Really fun stuff here. I really like how this set turned out. I don't know if I like it more than last year's set. It's all going to be very subjective. If you prefer your Piston Cup stuff or your World Grand Prix stuff. But still, I think it has a really solid and fun gimmick that I'm sure I could see a kid getting hours of enjoyment out of. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let's get everyone together for one last shot. McQueen, you could go there. Francesco could be here gatekeeping the trophy from you. Miguel could be flipped over because that kept happening to him. Cruz can be going here or not. Okay. There. I don't know how she got there, but it looks like she's about to collide with McQueen. And Raoul... perfect. Anyway, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you think about the set in the comments. We'll see you guys next time. Bye now.